Is the plan for you to be back, like for real, like you're back to stay and to fight more fights, or and not just a one and done? Is that the plan?
No, one at a time, but I'm back.
One at a
That's
time.
one at a
So
time.
depending on how this fight goes, you're saying, like if what if it doesn't?
You're coming back. Why?
I'm coming back because, like I said, boxing is always my passion, and I miss boxing um for how many years? For years I stopped boxing, and I always thinking boxing, and even my house I have a.
Many boxing fans and professionals assumed that Manny Pacquiao's return to the ring was due to financial troubles or overambition. But in a recent interview following his Hall of Fame induction, he finally revealed the true reason behind his comeback. A significant issue that pushed him back into boxing just a month after being honored among the sport's retired legends.
Complete 2025 inductee for the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Eight-time world champion. Super fan.
In an interview with TMZ Sports, Pacquiao spoke candidly about his return to boxing, expressing strong feelings about his experience in politics. "Politics is so dirty. I don't like that," he said. "When I was in politics, I wanted to serve honestly. I hoped politics could replace boxing, but it was too dirty, so I had to come back to my first
Last
love."
question: Will you ever run? Will you ever run for president in the Philippines? You know, like the Senate run is over. You know,
Right
you're coming
now,
back to fighting. Would you ever consider it?
right now I'm at
Future.
like zero in my mind about politics.
I feel you.
Politics is so dirty. Like,
Oh wow! So it was
Pacquiao had clearly stepped away from boxing to focus on his political career. But after a series of setbacks and unfulfilled ambitions in politics, he's now made his return to the sport. 4 years ago, the Filipino boxing legend seemed certain about retirement after taking a punishing loss to Yordenis Ugas, acknowledging that his body could no longer keep up. Surprisingly, the same man who once accepted the harsh truth of aging has now decided to come back, despite being older and physically further past his prime. What's even more puzzling is that he's aiming to break a record he himself set 6 years ago, making his quest to become a world champion again appear questionable at best.
not that you want to think like that. You want to think like that as a champ. You know, you don't think.
yeah.
But what if it doesn't? Does that mean not to continue? Because the boxing world.
Why not? I'm still here. As long as my body can fight, then I'll fight.
I love it. I love it. You know, how old can you imagine, based on how you feel? Like, how old do you think you can get in the ring? You know, 50.
I don't know. That's a favor and blessing from God. I mean, amazing.
Pacquiao's recent revelations have shed significant light on his return to boxing. The legendary fighter opened up about his disillusionment with politics, calling it dirty and expressing deep disappointment after serving as a senator in the Philippines. "I discovered that in politics, you don't know what is real or not. People have many faces," he said, highlighting the deception and hidden agendas he encountered. This disheartening experience weakened his passion for political life. In 2021, Pacquiao officially retired from boxing to pursue a full-time political career, even launching a presidential campaign, but he suffered a major defeat, losing by a
Eye-opening
wide margin.
experience. You to
Politics,
realize that.
politics is so dirty.
Wow.
So, but I don't like that. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't like that. I want to. When I was in politics, I want to serve honestly. I want to
Yeah.
serve people because
Pacquiao has always had the desire to step into the complex world of politics, motivated by a genuine intention to help the people of his country move forward. However, he eventually realized that things didn't turn out as he had hoped, leading him to step away from that path. In a recent interview, Pacquiao was asked about his current condition and the criticism he's faced regarding whether he's still fit to fight after several years away from the ring. The Filipino icon confidently responded, "As long as my body can fight, then I will fight," assuring fans that he remains in great shape and ready for the
But
challenge.
I'm the one who can, I'm the one who can feel my body.
Right.
Like, I'm not abusive to my body, so I'm always discipline my body. Of course, not only that, but it's a blessings from God that I still have this uh, condition, strength, speed.
Well, people were blown
On
away.
social media, Pacquiao has made it clear that his journey isn't over, stating, "I'm not done with this yet," and quoting the iconic Rocky line, "Life hits you hard, but what matters is how many blows you can take and keep going." His training videos show him pushing himself intensely, often set to the legendary Eye of the Tiger soundtrack. Pacquiao last entered the ring on August 21, 2021, when he faced Yordenis Ugas at the T-Mobile Arena in Paradise, Nevada. Ugas secured a decisive victory by unanimous decision after 12 rounds, marking what was then believed to be the final chapter of Pacquiao's storied boxing career as he shifted his focus to politics. Now, the Filipino legend is preparing for a major comeback and hopes to rally the support of his fans once again.
My legs tight.
Yeah, we saw that you didn't use your legs as much, not as much footwork from you, and not as much head movement from you as well. Was it a matter of tightness? Was that the issue?
Yeah, my legs is so tight. That's why it's hard to move.
Do you think that's father time? 42 years old, still doing this, man, going the distance here against. Yes, look at this. This crowd is so pumped to be here. They came to see you. What do you want to say to them?
Well, I'm so thankful to the fans. So
At 46 years old, Manny Pacquiao is set to compete in a WBC championship fight against Mario Barrios on July 19, 2025, driven by an unshakable passion for boxing. He insists that his determination and hunger to train remain as strong as ever, describing his comeback as a mission to inspire the next generation and solidify his legacy as a true ring icon. Pacquiao has openly expressed his disgust with politics, calling it dirty, and declaring that he wants to build his legacy in the ring, not on a podium. His upcoming fight against Barrios now stands as his new goal. While his message reflects a powerful story of disillusionment and a return to what truly motivates him, reactions from the sports world are mixed. Many applaud his spirit, though others caution against the risks of fighting.
Bob Arum, obviously, he said he would never doubt you, but he said some things. He was basically saying, he said he understands. He doesn't understand why you would risk yourself fighting against a champion, especially since you've been inactive. What do you say to that?
I understand of the concern of other people. I'm thankful of.
Analysts view Pacquiao's disillusionment as a powerful critique of the Filipino political system, a national hero disheartened by his own public journey. Yet clearly, his fighting days are far from over, as he prepares to come out of retirement at 46 for another shot at a world title next month. On social media, the Filipino boxing legend has been sharing his intense training regimen through videos, photos, and inspirational quotes from the iconic film Rocky, aiming to prove that he's more alive than ever. And that age is no barrier to shining once again in the sport he loves
To
deeply.
leave a legacy to the young generation.
So you could serve more people
Yeah.
in this realm than that realm.
I always say like you are just passing by.
Yeah.
We're blessed if we can get 100 years old in this world and then gone.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
We came to this world naked and we will depart naked.
No matter what happens in this final chapter of his career, few fighters can match the legendary resume Manny Pacquiao has already built, a career that earned him a place in the International Boxing Hall of Fame in New York on Sunday. Reflecting on his achievements, Pacquiao stated, 8-division world champion, world titles in 4 different decades, oldest welterweight world champion in history. Those are not just opinions, they are facts. The Filipino icon was the headliner of the Hall of Fame class of 2025, honored during a ceremony at the Turning Stone Casino in Verona. However, there's little time to celebrate, as he now returns to training for his July 19th showdown in Las Vegas against WBC champion Mario Barrios.
Boxing gym, and I always work out every day, like playing basketball and playing badminton. So that's why I really love exercise, and I really miss boxing. July 19th is gonna be a lot good action and good fight.
During his speech at the end of the lengthy induction ceremony, Pacquiao didn't mention his upcoming fight. Instead, he focused on his historic achievement of winning titles in 8 different weight classes, a record-setting feat, from making his professional debut in the 106-pound division to capturing a title at the 154-pound limit. Pacquiao reflected on the incredible journey from flyweight to junior middleweight. Every fight, every victory was a step further from poverty, he said. It was not just for me, but for my family and for the Filipino people.
Good undercards in this fight. So I know Barrios' capacities. He can really entertain the fans, and we can entertain the fans on July 19. And also the undercards, they're very good match. So I'm sure the fans are going to watch the fight. It's going to be.
Anticipation builds for Manny Pacquiao's return to the ring. Memories of his greatest triumphs are resurfacing. None more iconic than his 2008 domination of Oscar De La Hoya. That fight not only marked the end of De La Hoya's storied career, but also catapulted Pacquiao into global superstardom. Now, more than 15 years later, De La Hoya is reflecting on the night that reshaped his legacy. With the boxing world now turning its attention to Pacquiao's upcoming clash against Mario Barrios on July 19th in Las Vegas, De La Hoya has offered a blunt and honest reflection of what it truly felt like to go toe-to-toe with the Filipino
46
legend.
years old. You have to remember that. So give your body some rest. Rest right now is Manny Pacquiao's friend. In between training, in between sparring sessions. There's no shame in taking a day off or two, Manny. Trust me. Let your body relax. Let your body rest. He'll do fine. He's
It didn't do
experienced.
anything. That's how Oscar De La Hoya described Manny Pacquiao's punches in a recent conversation. An admission that says more about Pacquiao's style than his power. Speaking on the Combat podcast, De La Hoya explained that while Pacquiao's punches didn't carry knockout force, it was the relentless volume and pinpoint accuracy that ultimately broke him down. It's funny because I didn't feel Pacquiao's punch. It didn't do anything to me. Maybe it's because Pacquiao was coming up in weight, he said, noting it was Pacquiao's first fight at welterweight. With him, it was more of an accumulation, he added, emphasizing that it wasn't one shot, but a barrage of sharp, consistent blows.
He's coming back. Yeah, coming back. Yeah, 40. Thank you. For the WBC title at 147. Thank you so much.
Wish him all the best.
Cuadra, I love him. And he did it. Cuadra?
Can he do it? Absolutely.
That's a Mexican guy. Cuadra. Oscar needs.
He's a legend. You know.
Some license. Thank you.
He's a legend. I think he can do it. Absolutely. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but I think he can.
His tone remains respectful. His reflections offer a deeper understanding of how elite fighters evaluate damage, not solely by brute force, but through sustained tactical pressure. Now, as Manny Pacquiao prepares to face WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios, De La Hoya has shared advice shaped by both experience and concern. Speaking to Seconds Out, the Golden Boy extended well wishes, but also issued a sober warning. I wish him all the best, obviously. The truth is the truth. He's obviously not the same Pacquiao that fought me or the greats. The stark age difference, Pacquiao at 46 versus the 29-year-old Barrios, adds weight to De La Hoya's words. Be careful up there. He's not young like he used to be, but I'm sure he still has that power, so anything can happen, he said. It's a sobering reminder that at the highest levels, boxing remains a brutal and unforgiving sport, where legacy and risk are forever entwined.
Obviously the power, because it never leaves you. The speed I'm a little worried about, but I think, look, Barrios is a live dog. He's the world champion, and he's no slouch. So I think it's going to be a good fight. I wish Manny all the best. I'm not sure who's going to win. I really haven't seen Barrios, but I think Barrios, I mean, the youth is
Pacquiao defy the odds and defeat Mario Barrios. He already has his sights set on another challenge. While no official opponent has been confirmed, speculation about a high-profile matchup is rapidly gaining traction. Whether this return marks the start of a farewell tour or a serious push for another world title, one thing is undeniable. Pacquiao's presence still captivates the boxing world. For those who once stood across the ring from him, like Oscar de la Hoya, the memory of Pacquiao's relentless speed and volume lives on, even if, in de la Hoya's words, the punches didn't
You
do
fought
anything.
Pacquiao. What was going through your mind at that time, Oscar?
What happened in that fight, I mean, I was a zombie, drained. I had fought Bernard Hopkins at 160, so I knew in my head that it was over for me. The first round happened. He punched me. I couldn't throw back. My instincts weren't there. My fast twitch muscles weren't there. And every single round, if you watch my documentary, it explains to you what I was thinking, what I was feeling. I literally wanted to die in that ring. 8th round, everybody was gonna stop it. Everybody wanted to stop it, including the ref. And I said, no, I want one more. In my head, I was thinking.
Widely respected for his legendary experience and deep insight into the sport, has now shared his prediction for the upcoming fight. Known for his sharp analysis, Atlas offered his thoughts in a recent interview with The Ring, highlighting a timeless debate in boxing history. Who prevails when a great smaller fighter faces a great bigger one? This theme, he noted, is central not only to Manny Pacquiao's comeback fight, but also to the highly anticipated potential showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, a matchup that embodies the classic clash of size versus...
I thought it was going to be. I just think Crawford's real special. I think Canelo's really good, really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants, but you have that or you don't have that ingredient. And I think he has it. I see it. The timing, the instinct, the eyes, the ability to be chilly cold, not just cold and calm, but chilly cold, where you can see things other people don't see and react to it just.
Bud Crawford is moving up 2 weight classes, with his most recent fight taking place at 154 lbs against Israel Madrimov, a bout where many felt he didn't look his sharpest. However, renowned trainer Teddy Atlas was quick to point out that Madrimov's extensive amateur background, with over 300 fights, made him a uniquely difficult opponent. Speaking to The Ring, Atlas broke down the dynamics of a potential Canelo versus Crawford matchup, saying, "You reverse who's got the advantage and the disadvantage. Yeah, the size and power. Canelo's got the advantage. Then all of a sudden you say, wait a minute, the other guy is faster, craftier, has more options, is slicker. Maybe he's got the advantages." Atlas's analysis highlights the complexity of the bout, where physical strength meets elite technique and ring IQ,